Yo, what's going on, guys? Ron here, aka Neos, and it's a sad day, guys. It's one day until, when the time of recording this video, Fair Olymps and Rise of Mitsurugi will be gone. But there's no time to cry. There's no time to hold a funeral for my favorite deck that I've ever played. It's time to look towards the future. And the future is on your screen right now. Mitsurugi Fiendsmith is going to be, if not the best deck, easily a contender for best deck in the format after this ban list. With Yummy getting a hit, Draco Tail being the only one untouched, and Vanquish Soul K9 getting basically obliterated because it won Worlds. This deck has never had a better time to shine. We've had no Mitsurugi hits on the ban list. No, I was really scared of seeing like prayers to like 2 or 1 or something crazy like that. And that's what I was worried about. That did not happen. They just broke the bridge going from Ryzeal to Mitsurugi, which is understandable, right? I have on screen here, I'm going to go card by card. I want to showcase this deck. And I want to also, at the end of the video, I want to show a basic 2-card combo. Actually, I will show you 1-card combo, then a 2-card combo for this deck, and it is absolutely insane. This deck has a ceiling. It has the ability to play low or high floor. It can do everything, and the half boards that this deck is able to put up is absolutely insane. Droll is still not in the format yet. I foresee in the future that it will be, because this deck is. I expect this deck to make a huge resurgence, especially as pure and with Fiendsmith, because now that Moon's gone, we still have the bridge here with Exciton Knight, so it's perfectly fine. So I'm going to go ahead, like I said, go by card, and then I'll go ahead and showcase those combos for you. So, starting off, we have 2 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, 1 Fiendsmith Tract, and 1 Paradise for the Fiendsmith engine. So this is 6 cards, full engine. We only play 2 Engraver, mainly because you only need 2, and that is for like the maximum ceiling combo. Opening Engraver for Tract is the best combo that you can get out of just pure Fiendsmith. I will showcase that here, like I said, in the future of the video, and like I said, you only need the 2 to do it. The Lacrima, you only need 1. There's no reason to play 2 or a way to bridge to make a double 4 to try to bridge the engines. You don't need it. You play enough starters that you should see Mitsurugi every single hand. Flurry for the combo, obviously for pairs with Tract, and then we have Fiendsmith and Paradise for the extra layered board that you can have. This is very, very strong. This allows you to send a card that is special summoned from when your opponent special summons. You obviously can dump Desiree, and then Desiree can shuffle a Light Fiend into the deck or extra deck, target a card on the field, send it to the graveyard. Any card, right? So this doesn't have to be a face up card. Doesn't matter. If you can book something face down with like Evil Swarm here, like I said, we'll get to this in the if they special summon a monster, you can flip it face down, and then you can send it if you need it to be get rid of it, basically. So that's it for the Fiendsmith engine. Very concise, maximum possible ceiling, with minimum amount of drawing multiples or bricks, right? Moving on for the Mitsurugi engine, here we have 1 Kusanagi, 2 Aramasu. I considered playing Pot of Prosperity instead, but this extra deck is really tight. It's really, really tight. Every single card in here has a specific purpose, and I will get to that later. That is why we're playing 2 Aramasa. It gives us because there's so many times that you will never normal summon with this deck. There's so many times you never need it. That this card is very, very good. The only other thing that you could play is Thousand Hands. The Manju here, that normal summoned or flip summoned add a Mitsurugi or a ritual monster or ritual spell from deck to hand. If you want to play additional normal summon, you can cut like the Aramasu. That way you can play just like the 4 reptiles, and then you can have this fairy as an additional like just pure normal summon. But I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's good. That's why I play it like this. I'd rather normal summon this because he has utility outside of just his normal summon, right? Being able to bring him back, protect my stuff if it gets destroyed, etc. We also have Saji for the combo. Tribute him. He gives you access to all of your spells, which is your most powerful part of your engine. And then Night Sword Serpent for the increase in ceiling. This card is very good. You can recycle it, bring it back to the field, and it can be used for your multiple 4s that you have right here, which you'll see here in the future. 3 Habakiri. Habakiri is full combo by itself. It is the best one. You want to see this in your hand. That's why it's 3. Only 1 Murakumo. As long as you're playing the deck properly, you don't need the second one. There has been a couple times that inevitably, right, my opponent figures out a way to get rid of it. I've had this card negated and banished by Malice and stuff like that. As long as you properly use Kusanagi, you can always add it back to your hand and then re-ritual summon it with the 4 ritual spells that you play. Futsu is an additional, whenever you have the ability to really combo, when you open up, very strong 2 or 3 card combo hands, Futsu gets to the board. Otherwise, if you're opening up 1 to 2 card combos, you're not really going to see Futsu unless you hard draw. If you hard draw Futsu, it can be really good because you can just bring him out from grave, and he's the last one you summon. Because if you're going to play in the nib, which sometimes you do, you want him to be the last summon and untributed. That way you can bring him out. Your opponent nibs you. You go, okay, cool. They get everything else that might be on the field. He comes back and searches you follow-up. So they can actually make your board better by giving you an additional card in hand, whether it be Mitsurugi Prayers, Purification, Magatama, follow-up for next turn in the ritual spell. It can be very good. The pre-prep package with the Mirror, as mentioned before, we have Mirror. This is a consistency card, right? If you open a hand and you have nothing but this, and then a bunch of hand traps, this is full combo plus installation because now you have the Mirror, so you can go effects, dump the Saji, get ritual spell, ritual summon, and then later on, this combination here can get you to all 3 bodies on the field, which is very, very good. The 3 Prayers, best card in the deck by far. It's how you play around draw at the start of the game, so you can go draw phase. If you open up any of these besides Kusanagi, it's awesome because you can go draw phase, activate this, tribute Aramasu, go ahead, add the Murakumo to hand, and then you can go ahead on resolution, add the Habakiri as well with Aramasu, or you can go ahead and search, any other monster that you might need, right? You could search Futsu if you already have it, etc. Magatama, very good. Double utility card. You can either tribute a target to destroy a card on the field. Any face-up card, this can't attack back row, which is kind of unfortunate. It would be really good if it could, but, unfortunate. But it also has the ability to ritual summon from your hand by trading monsters you control whose level equal to or exceed its level. So if you get Futsu to hand, and let's say you hard draw this, or maybe you have multiple prayers, or you already have trap, whatever, and you can get to this card, you can actually ritual Futsu out on your opponent's turn. Or if they somehow bounce Murakumo, like in the matchup with the Draco Tails, you can get access to this, and then past turn, draw phase, just rip this card and ritual summon, and they can't stop you. So, very good. And then obviously the 2 ritual spells giving us the total of 4 abilities here to ritual summon, right? So, more likely than not, you're going to open up a way to rituals and a ritual monster, right? So, you have 5 ritual monsters and 4 ritual spells. Opening up, especially Habakiri plus ritual spell is really, really good. But we already have so many ways to ritual, I don't want to add another one. And we're at a clean 40, and I want to try to keep it at clean 40. We're also playing Purification. I stand by that this card belongs in the main deck because I don't know how many times this has been, like I said, the nail in the coffin. It is the thing that somebody activates something in hand, or they activate, for example, talents, something that I really need to stop, and I can't just be like, can you discard a card so it can resolve? This is just nope, I'm good. Don't want to deal with it. Get that out of here. And it can be a 3-part interruption because it can go negate and destroy, tribute Murakumo. Murakumo can add a card and then bring back itself and Raigeki, which would technically be 2. And if you have the Mirror in the graveyard, that's 4 because you can chain block Murakumo now. So it's very, very, very strong. I on that note, I do like leaving Mirror in the grave on the following turn when my opponent's playing. That way, when I Purification or Prayers this away, I can chain block so they can't Bell. Bell's very popular now, as you can see, it's being played in my deck, and Ash, anything like that. They have to have Call by the Grave to specifically hit this. Otherwise, they can't stop it. It will come back because of the mirror. Onto the hand traps, non-engine. We have 3 Fulos, 3 Ash Blossom, 2 of the Ghost Bell Haunted Mansion, and just the 1 Nibiru. 1 Nibiru because I don't really like Nibiru right now. I don't think it's a particularly strong card. It's very good into Yummy, and it can be decently good into Crystron. Outside of that, I don't think it does anything else. And Yummy and Crystron can usually play through this card too, depending on their hand or depending on their sequencing. But you need something to draw into to punish your opponent. I've said this before. Also, we play Gallon Granite in the extra deck. That way you can search this card for later turns, right? Or for if you know what your opponent's playing, you can search this if you know Nib hurts, because Nib does literally nothing to your deck. And then we have the 3 Imperms, and then we have the Call by the Grave for protection. This is just to hit like random BS. This is really good. I mainly kind of think of these as all together, right? Because this is interacting with stuff in the grave, this is interacting with stuff with the grave, but this is a harder hit usually. So Ghost Bell has been really good. I don't want to play 3 Bell though, so I decided another utility card would be really good, and Call by fits that very well. So that is our entire engine. Like I said, everything is very specific, purposely built, maximum potential, very good. Moving on to the extra deck, we have Desiree, Lacrima, Necroquip for our fusion monsters. Like I said, I'm still testing Lacrima here to see if I can do some really broke stuff with him. I'm working on it. We'll see. But for the most part, it's really just these 2 that are putting in a lot of work. Burning your opponent does come up. I've had it come up where I've tried to OTK and I can't, so I just fusion this and then link it away, and then I just burn my opponent and then they die. It's really dumb. It's really dumb. So Chaos Angel is really good if you want to. For example, we play a lot of 4s, right? A lot of 4s that are darks. This is a water, doesn't really do anything for us, but we have 4 monsters that are level 4 darks, and then we have Engraver. Making Light and Dark Chaos Angel is very good just because it can prevent them from trying to beat over our stuff. That is the main reason. It is also a target and banish on summon, which is very strong and does help. Just at least into for example Yummy, right, forcing them to at least spend extra resources to try to get something back or whatever it might be, right? Field spell, very good. I do think this card is needed, and just slamming this card on the field and then having stuff like the babies, that way they can't be, now that you can just amass bodies on the field, because now they can't beat over your stuff. Because it just says dark monsters made with darks, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. That means if you have IP on the field, they can never threaten IP with battle phase, ever. We also play Gorgon, which I'll get to here actually in a second. But yeah, just this on the field just makes battling over your stuff completely pointless, and that also means that if you make this with Light and Dark, Luna Light can do nothing about this card. Literally cannot do they cannot touch this card. They can't blow it off the field. It's because it's unaffected. They can't battle over it, and so you can just force them to just basically, they can't kill you. They just never kill you ever. They have to imperm this card, and then they have to beat over it. That's the only thing that they can do. Moving on to the XYZ monsters, we have DDD Wave Hiking Caesar. Obviously, double negate, trying to special summon. This is very good. There's a lot of spells and obviously monsters that are trying to special summon. This stops that and destroys it. Very good. Especially into the Vanquish Soul matchup, which is not going to be that really prevalent anymore. But into K9, they cannot Joku into you. Joku is an incredibly broken card. They cannot Joku into you if this card is on the field. They have to imperm this. They have to negate this somehow. They cannot play into you at all. Because they just go Joku and you just go, okay, cool, pop. And then they lose their best way to play into your board. Gallon Granite to search Nib. Exiton for the bridge between Mitsurugi to Fiendsmith. And then we have Evil Swarm Nightmare. So we have 2 Evil Swarms. This is a incredibly broken card. Evil Swarm Nightmare. When your opponent special summons a monster or monsters during the damage step, you can attach one material from this card. Change that special summon monster or monsters to face down defense position. When they if they special summon 3 monsters or 2 monsters like Yummy, you can just go, okay, cool, on res, trigger this, and it forces them to use it or lose it. This is an incredibly powerful card. This is very good into also the K9 matchup. If they go like activate Azuna, you go, okay, cool, and then you just go, she goes effect a search, you're like, that's fine. Throw her face down. Now they can bring out like Lupus, but now they only have 1 material. This hits Jokul as well. They go like, you go like effect Jokul to summon. Go, okay, cool. They special summon. If let's say they special Azuna, trigger of Azuna. All right, cool. Chain 2, book both of them face down. This is not once per turn, by the way. You can do this. You can do this twice. So you get 2 times that your opponent special summons, just face down. This is basically Cupsy Yummy way on crack. Like, this card is broken. It's so good. This is a end board piece if you don't want to make Granite, or if you don't want to make IP, right? Depending on your matchup, right? And if you value IP more, you can do that instead. That's also an option. But like I said, I think it's just better to make this or make this depending on the matchup, right? IP can be very good because it allows you to access this link card, which, like I said, we'll get to in a second. We have a Bawa Q. This requires 2 monsters, including a Fiend monster. You can destroy a card, or you can special summon. This is for when you get interrupted with your Fiendsmith engine, right? Because you'll get to, for example, during the combo line, you can get to sequence and then go effective fuse. And then if let's say they imperm this, right? During the line, you can go engraver, bring it back out to have 3 bodies, and then use like an additional body that you have, whether it be like an extra Habakiri, something like that. And then you can make a bow, and a bow can be an additional interruption because now you can like discard a card because you know Mitsurugi adds a lot of cards to hand. You can discard extra cards from your hand, and then you can special summon, whatever you might need, right? Let's say you need another level 4, level 4, so that way you can go ahead and make, one of your rank 4s. Right? It gives you a lot of utility. It gives you an additional pop if you need it. It's very, very strong. Also, if they out your Murakumo, for example, you can like let them destroy it, and then you can go, when they go to do like effective special, you can go, okay, cool, chain a bow, tribute herself off the field for cost, because she banishes herself for cost. And then you can special summon. I'm sorry, it discards a card for cost, and then she'll banish herself, and then she can special summon Murakumo back. Very, very, very strong. Agnum Day, that's just part of the Fiendsmith engine. It allows, I'll show it in the combo. Now, this is the card I wanted to get to. Gorgon of Zilophathonia? No idea. Just call him Gorgon, to be honest. You cannot summon or set monsters to zones this card points to, right? And it points to your opponent. Monsters this card points to cannot attack. Also, their activated effects are negated. Gains attack equal to the total original attack of monsters that this card points to. Monsters this card points to cannot attack. Also, their effects... I'm sorry, I read that already. Gains attack equal to the attack of monsters that cannot be destroyed by battle or by monster effects, while this card points to no monsters. If you read this, right? Gains attack equal to the total original attack. If Habakiri's on the field, making all of your opponent's monsters minus 800, right? Because that's its effect, as you can see right here, right? Monsters your opponent controls lose 800 attack. This, you can make this off of IP, and so if they activate it, you can chain IP, summon this, and their effects will resolve negated. Because it'll hit the board while that effect is trying to resolve. And because it's activated. It's literally better than SP, given the situation. Because this can hit 3 of your opponent's monsters. if they special summon, for example, multiple monsters, right? Like again, we'll go back to Jokel, and they'll special summon them, right? There's nowhere that they can special summon on their field that this can't hit both Jokel and whatever it special summons, right? If they do far right, you can go IP, put this one in the right column. If they go in the middle, you can just put it here in the left column, right? Or if they put it, it doesn't matter. You'll hit, you can always hit 2 monsters or 3 monsters. It doesn't matter where they are. This card is incredibly broken. It's also a reptile, which means you can bring it back off of this. You can target a reptile monster in your grave, except this name. Special summon it. This is a reptile. You can bring this card back, which obviously it won't be able to target, right? Because it'll be just on your field, but it doesn't really matter, right? It's just you can just bring it back. It's a reptile. You can use it for prayers, which is really strong, right? Let's say it uses its purpose. You just get rid of it. It's fine. We also have SP to do the same thing. I'm thinking about cutting SP for Dynamundo. Dynamundo. So, I think that could be better because this is a 2-part interruption. This can be a shuffle back into the deck, and it can bring back Marakumo, where SP is a very, very, very strong card, but we will wait and see. Like I said, there's nothing that I really can cut here. If I cut anything, it will be Lacrima. Lacrima, like I said, is very good. I think it definitely can break certain pieces of the aspect. I just haven't found anything that's broken yet. So like I said, if I can't find anything that I think that puts this card at super, super worthy, I'm going to go ahead and swap Dynamundo for Lacrima. Right? Onto that, we have Sequence just for, this is also the Fiendsmith card, and then we have IP, Endboard Piece, and then obviously Requiem again, just for your Fiendsmith engine. Onto the side deck. The side deck here is very, very, very good in my opinion. So we have 2 Nib, right? Nibiru the Primal Being. In case I need to side it in against certain matchups, it just, maybe I'm going second and I really need to see it. It can be very good. We have the Wosu. This is our searchable Kaiju. This is our out to like Lunalight. If because they're gonna make the Liger Dancer, whatever the heck that stupid boss monster that they make is. That's just a Raigeki and unaffected. You literally just go, okay, cool, tribute, and it's gone, and you never worry about it again. This is also full combo with Saji. So if you draw this plus Saji, you can you can literally start your turn off, like go main phase, tribute. This is also our out to Cyber Dragon Infinity, by the way. So you can, if you get to this, you can just tribute their Infinity off the field. And like I said, if you have Saji in hand, that's full combo because this is a level 8. You can go ahead and search Ritual Spell and Ritual from deck. And that's you can just start from there. Search, Special Murakumo, whatever. Very, very powerful card. It locks you into reptiles if you use its effect to summon. And then also if this card's tributed, you can discard a card, add it back to your hand. So you can just loop this card, which is really strong. If this card is tributed, you discard 1 card. If you do, add this card to your hand. It does not discard for cost, by the way. It just activates. So if your opponent tries to negate it, you just don't discard a card. It's very, very powerful. So you just loop this card back to your hand, and then if they ever bring out a boss monster again that you just can't get rid of through activated effects, whatever, it could be Baguska, it could be Chaos Angel, Light and Dark, it could be whatever unaffected tower that you could think of, you can just tribute it off the field and get rid of it constantly. Just every turn it comes back to you. Just get rid of it. Lancia, this is for Crystron, and in case people decide to still play Malice, I don't think that's going to be the case, but this hurts Crystron because it prevents them from extending. We have 2 Perulia. This is really good just to play into decks that are going to try to summon from hand a lot. The K9 stuff, whenever it comes out, is going to summon a lot from hand. This is going to be really good. We have the 3rd Bell. Bell is really good into Yummy. It's really good into K9. It's really good into Crystron, stuff like that. So I side the 3rd one in when I need it. We have the 1 Droll. This is for the cross out for whenever we know we're going first. We have the Talent, again, for going first to punish our opponent. And then we have a Thrust package here, as you can see. So, going first, I can cut some cards like Nibiru, stuff like that. It's cards I'm not gonna need. I'm not worried about, right? I can cut maybe a Bell, or I can cut like whatever it might be, right? That I think I don't need, and then I'll play this, and because Nibiru cooks everything right now, literally everything. Yummy cannot play through this because they have to synchro summon. Draco Tail cannot play this. They have to fusion summon. And the K9 stuff is all about XYZs. This hits all of those. So you can literally turn one, floodgate your opponent, stop them. It's game over. Doesn't matter, right? So kind of toxic. This also gives you the ability to search for any of these. It has added utility in searching your tract, your rights, which is also really good. You can also search or set the trap or the paradise, which it's really good going first, right? That way, if you have this in hand and your opponent hand traps you, let's say you don't want to play the dimensional barrier because it's like a rogue matchup, right? Whatever it might be. Also, this hits Luna Light. They can't fusion summon. You can set the trap instead, and it's just that way you can use your search to get to prayers. That way you can have prayers and trap, which is very strong. So that's it for the deck list. I do want to showcase a 2-card combo real quick. We'll go ahead and I want to put these in right here. Right? And then starting hand size, we're going to go 2. And we're going to go ahead and start. So, if you start with this cards in hand, let's say we have 3 duds, whatever it might be, right? You want to start with this first because if you get drolled, heaven forbid, right? Let's say, whatever, some weirdo at your locals or is playing droll. You want this to resolve first because now if you get drolled, you can still ritual summon. And you can still get something on the board. So go ahead. We summon Saji, tribute Saji off the field. Saji's going to go ahead and trigger in the graveyard for us. He's going to add us our ritual spell. Here, going to go ahead and now, okay, we didn't get drolled. All right, cool. We're going to go ahead and activate effect ritual summon. We're going to ritual summon from hand. We're going to go ahead and use Kusanagi and Night Sword Serpent. Perfect. This is going to hit the field. We're going to have Chainlink 1, add back. Chainlink 2 special summon. Obviously, we're going to add ritual spell back. We'll just throw Night Sword Serpent on the field. Now, here is where you're going to start Engraver. Because this is, you want to force them to nib you, right? And if they nib you now, this is going to get tributed. You're going to get an additional follow-up, and it's going to come back, and you're still going to be able to ritual summon. So this is why now we're going to go down the Fiendsmith line. So now we're going to Fiendsmith. We're going to discard Lurie. Lurie's going to trigger in Graveyard. We're going to go ahead and summon him back to the field, and then we're going to link him off the Rec Room. Rec Room here is going to go ahead and activate its effect, tribute itself off the field, and then we're going to go ahead and Lacrima. Lacrima is going to activate and dump us the second Engraver. This is important. This is why we're starting with Engraver, because now we have 2 Engravers in the graveyard. We also have an extra body here, so we can go ahead and link summon. We're going to go ahead and link these 2 off, and we're going to go ahead and make the fusion sequence. Right, we're going to activate sequence effect. We're going to fusion summon. We're going to use one of the Engravers. We're going to use Lurie and the Requiem specifically. We need to keep Lacrima in the graveyard. Go ahead. We're going to go ahead and use this. And we're going to go ahead and make Agnum Day. Agnum Day is going to summon. We're going to go ahead and throw him in the link zone. We're not going to activate that effect. We don't need to. And then here we can go ahead, activate this, target the Lacrima in graveyard. We're going to re-special summon her back to the field. Now, if you notice, we have a Fiendsmith card attached with a monster card. Now we can go ahead and make Necroquip. Necroquip here. Boom. And then this is where we're going to activate Engraver. We shuffle back specifically sequence. This is going to obviously threaten DDD Wave High King Caesar here. So now, even if your opponent nibs you here, right? Let's say your opponent goes like, all right, shit, my bad, dude, nib. Boom. You're going to get a search, right? This is going to allow you to get prayers or whatever other card you might need. Preferably prayers if you don't have it. And you're still going to be able to ritual summon. And you're still going to have a body on the field to obviously ritual summon with, right? And you still have Lacrima Engrave to bring out Desiree next turn. So no matter what, you're still going to have Desiree to negate, and you're still going to be able to at least like Murakumo, right? And then you're going to have prayers, or you can search trap. So you still have prayers. So you'll still have 4 interruptions, right? Murakumo hand rip, Murakumo board wipe. You'll have prayers to add follow-up, and then you'll have Desiree, right? Perfect. Cool, right? So now here, right, we go ahead, we nib check, no, nothing. All right, cool. summon this. Now we're insulated. It doesn't matter anymore. We're gonna go ahead and ritual summon. We're gonna go ahead and make the Murakumo here, and then we'll activate this, and then this will go ahead and search us prayers, right? And then we'll special Haba back to the field. Perfect. That's fine. We'll go ahead, activate this. Tribute. We can tribute this. We can add a Mitsurugi card. We're going to add Aramasa here specifically. And then we can take 800 damage. And we can special summon whatever we want, right? So we can just special this back. Resolution. Murakumo is going to activate, right? And then here you can grab, it's up to you. You can grab Magatama, you can grab Prayers, or you can grab Purification. I prefer to grab Purification. Like I said, we're basically already insulated now. Nothing's going to happen. And then here you go ahead and special summon, right? If you wanted to here, you could have added Magatama, and then this could have been Futsu, right? So then you can Futsu your opponent on your turn, right? So but that doesn't matter all too crazily much, right? So go ahead, right? Normal summon, activate effect. Now you can search whatever monster you want. You can search Futsu, right? Just to get something else in hand. Again, like I said, this could be Magatama instead. That way you could go ahead and get access to it. And then, like I said, now here you have a plethora of options, right? Do you want to search Gallon Granite so you can nib your opponent on your next turn? Do you want to get Evil Swarm to go ahead and book your opponent's stuff face down? Do you want to make IP so you can make the Gorgon, right? Which is probably your most powerful interruption. It's up to you here, right? For simple matters of whatever, we're just going to use these two and we're going to make IP. We're going to set this, and this will be our end board. So let's cover our interactions here, right? This is full board. We have 2 interactions out of Murakumo. We have our hand rip. We have the board wipe. It's also going to add us follow up when it gets tributed. This is an interruption because all of this stuff is less attack, right? Everything here that on my opponent's going to summon is going to be harder for them to like beat over IP. It's going to be harder for them to beat over the Habakiri, DDD, everything, right? Perfect. We have the Omni Negate on top of that, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then we have Lacrima to bring back Desiree. That's 8. If Desiree goes to the grave, that's going to send a card. That's 9 interactions. We're going to have 9 pieces of interaction for our opponent here, which is absolutely insane. If we were playing Dynamundo, it could be 10 because it would bring us back another monster. So, yeah. But I'll go ahead, surrender here. And I want to show off the 1-card combo instead, right? So we're going to go ahead, do 1-card combo. This is just Habakiri. Right, go main phase, go ahead, activate, special summon. Boom. Activate, grab us the ritual spell here. You can grab prayers instead, but I prefer this. This is safer into a lot of things. Like Droll, for example, you know, whatever it might be. I prefer this line. It's no matter what, like, you're gonna get to the same stuff basically. Go ahead, tribute these 2 from the field, or from the deck, I'm sorry. We'll go Chain Link 1, add back, Chain Link 2, special summon. Cool. Go ahead, special summon Night Sword Serpent, add this back, and then here we'll go ahead again, special summon the Murakumo, activate this. This will get us prayers, and then we'll special this guy back. So, if you want to, right, you could end your board here. If you have prayers, right, or you could add trap, right, it's up to you. If you want to, you can end your board here, just like use these 2, make IP pass, right? Let's say you don't want to play into like a Molcharmi, right? Let's say they Fualos you. So that would be your second draw to give them, and then you could pass on basically minimum interruptions, right? Because IP would still get you to like Gorgon, you still have prayers to bring back, and tribute bring back, you know, Murakumo, whatever it might be, right? So you still have plenty of options. If you want to continue from here and you want to bridge, you can go ahead, tribute this. You can add a Mitsurugi monster. So here we're going to add Aramasu, right? You can take 800 damage here if you want, and special summon, right? So you can special summon back like Kusanagi, right? Boom. And then we'll go ahead, trigger Murakumo, and Murakumo can grab you whatever you'd like here, right? We'll go ahead and grab the trap, right? And then we'll special summon it back to the field. You're in nib range now, right? So now you can get nibbed. Like, you can just, like, get all this stuff off your field. Um, but assuming, obviously, you don't get nibbed, right? This allows you to open up for full Fiendsmith combo, right? Because now you can just make Exciton. Then you can go ahead and link this off. Make this. And you still have a normal summon, by the way, which is still really good. And we'll go ahead, activate effect dump. We'll dump the engraver. Now here, you cannot make the Desiree into the... Because we only have one engraver. We can't make Desiree and then go into Caesar. So here, we'll just go ahead, equip, right? We'll contact fuse, right? Boom. Right, and then we'll go effect, shuffle back Exciton, make this, and now your opponent has to nib you, right? Otherwise, they're not going to be able to. Go ahead and do this, boom, make DDD, cool, and then this still sets up Lacrima Engrave for you to bring her back and then dump your, you can dump the trap, right? So you're still going to have an interruption on top of that, so this is 3 interruptions by itself. 2 negates a special summon, and then the trap to send a card off the field with Desiree. Here, you can go ahead and normal summon, right? Just to add a monster to hand. You can add Futsu, for example, right? And then you can go ahead and link summon from here. Here, you can go ahead and use these 2 to make IP, because you don't need them on the field. And then set this and pass, right? So this would be your board. You can bring back the Amino off of the, if you were to grab prayers instead of the trap, so you could go effect, tribute this off the field, special summon back, and then you would have multiple materials. This is also a fiend monster, so if you get like, let's say you had a way to Futsu, for example, if you get multiple stuff on the field, this requires a fiend monster. You can actually make this with IP instead, so you could go like use like this plus her plus like an extra body after like this is gone, right? So like let's say this was prayers, you could go bring back Habakiri, your opponent threatens Masquerena, you can go ahead and make this instead, which is really, really good, right? But like I said, this would be the board you pass on, and this is a 1-card combo. So that's it. That's all I really wanted to cover. I think this deck is absolutely brokenly insane, and hopefully more playtesting is going to be done. I'm actually going to go play test right now after this video, and I'm going to try to record it and showcase the power of this deck, and I want to get obviously some testing and done against like Mitsurugi, I'm sorry, against like Yummy, and a buddy of mine is playing Draco Tail. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notification bell, stuff like that. Make sure that you know whenever I post some more content. And yeah, I'll just catch you all in the next one. Peace.